Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, Mataji, so we have 1 more minute. We'll wait and then we'll start. Okay, we'll start with our prayers and then people can, in the meanwhile. जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखावितंश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्ता राधाकान्ता नमोऽस्तु ते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामीति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे हरे कृष्णा Dandat Pranam. Welcome to all of you for our Bhagavad Gita session, which is Bhakti Yoga. So here today, I want to, before starting the class, I want to give some introduction wherein like you can, uh, I mean, to make you understand. Last class, I remember I've discussed about this, but since it is a technical thing. So I'll again repeat. Basically, I want to explain how the hierarchy goes, like in the spiritual world, and how it comes into the material world, so that it will become easy. Because when Krishna is saying, I have shown you all my vibhutis in this material world, and whatever you are seeing, the gigantic whole material universe is a fragment of me. He's saying it's just a spark of me. So how to understand this part? How can this whole material realm be a spark of somebody? Because this is so huge and gigantic. So to explain that, Basically, um, how we understand this is Krishna, actually, according to the the Gaudiya Vaishnava theology they presented, where in the Brahma Samhita, the teachings of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, the universal map is very nicely explained in Srimad Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita, wherein Goloka Vrindavan is described as a topmost spiritual planet in the spiritual sky. And and the hierarchy goes like this. So in the topmost, it's Goloka Vrindavan. In the Goloka Vrindavan is the supreme abode of Lord Krishna. This is where Krishna, eternally performs as a sweet pastimes with Srimati Radharani and the gopis and the cowherds and all the devotees. Whoever can reach there, they all enjoy with him there eternally. So it is considered the highest spiritual realm, and it is full of Madhurya Rasa. Madhurya means sweet, sweet, intimate love between the Lord and the devotees. And then beneath that comes the Mathura Dham, wherein Lord Krishna pastimes where he takes birth. So those pastimes also goes on, because the idea is whoever is connecting to Krishna in the personal form, as a friend, as a lover, as son, they go to this each particular realms there once they achieve this liberation. So, and beneath that is Dwarka Dham, and then beneath that is Ayodhya Puri, and then beneath that is Jagannath Puri, and then beneath that is all the Vaikuntha, innumerable Vaikuntha planets, and innumerable Vaikuntha planets. After that comes the material realm. So basically, if you Krishna is the original Supreme Lord, full of beauty, love, play, and he lives in Golok Vrindavan, the topmost spiritual planet. And Krishna is, that's why he is called Adi Purusha, Parama Purusha. He is the original one. And Krishna first expands as his brother Balarama, who helps in creating and managing everything. And here, Balarama, from Balarama comes the four forms in the spiritual world. Who are they? Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. Please pay attention because this is something which is not taught anywhere, even in Bhagavad Gita also. It's like, Bhagavatam, of course, do talk about this. So this is, if you understand this concept, then you will understand the point that why Krishna is saying it's a fragment of me. So that's why I'm explaining. So first Krishna expands into Balarama, and Balarama expands into the first Chaturvyuha, which is Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. So these forms, these expansions of Balarama, they help in running both the spiritual and the material worlds. Okay. And from this four, like Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, the Sankarshana, again, the others stay as is, but Sankarshana expands himself as Mahasankarshana. So from this Mahasankarshana comes the Karnodaka Sai Vishnu. From here, so from this Mahasankarshana comes Mahavishnu and all other Vishnu Tattva in the eternal spiritual planets, which are Vaikuntha planets. And from this Mahasankarshana comes Karnodaka Sai Vishnu also in the material realm. So this Mahavishnu or Karnodaka Sai Vishnu, who is in the material world, he is called Karnodaka Sai Vishnu. He lies in the casual ocean. What is casual ocean? Casual ocean is nothing but the space, the material space, wherever the material space is starting. So if you understand the whole cosmos as like one part, and three parts is spiritual world and one part is material world. So we are in that one part of material world, and so I'm talking from where this one part, one part of the material world, Karnodaka Sai Vishnu lies down in this space, casual ocean, and from his breath, when he breathes, millions of material universes comes out. And so, and from his body pores also millions of material worlds comes out. So this way, Karnataka Sai Vishnu, um, when he is all the material worlds are coming out, he actually enters into this material realms. Each material realm, he enters into each and every material realm. How does he enter? He expands himself as Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, different Garbhodaka Sai Vishnus. So each material globe, Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu enters. Okay. So the Mahavishnu or the Karnodaka Sai Vishnu is expanding himself as Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. And from each Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu multiplies, like how many material realms are there, that many times he multiplies, and in each of the material universe, Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu enters. So he enters into each universe that came from Mahavishnu or Karanodaka Sai Vishnu. He creates all the planets and being inside that universe at the same time as Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. So this Lord, who is seen as Vishwarupa, is none other than this Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. So the entire universe that we see is his body, and he is present everywhere. So this Vishwarupa, in the form of Vishwarupa, the entire material universe is his body, and is present everywhere. That's why he says, when he says in the 9th chapter that I pervade everywhere, this is what he means. Okay, so he pervades entire, is present everywhere. And this Lord, after being present as Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu in each of the material realms, he also, by presenting there as Vishwarupa, he also expands himself as another Vishnu called Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu. From this Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu comes the different avataras. And from this Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu, he is a super soul Paramatma who enters into each and every living entity's heart. And he stays as a super soul Paramatma in each and every living entity's heart, and he guides. He lives inside the heart of every single living being. And from a tiny ant to a, gigantic living body, he lives there. He quietly guides us, watches us, and waits for us to turn toward him. So, in short, Lord is so great. He first creates all universes as Mahavishnu, then he enters each universe as Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, or you can call him as Virata Rupa or Vishwarupa, which we are going to talk about in this chapter. And finally, he lives in each of us as Karanodaka Sai Vishnu, Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu or Paramatma. Okay, so this is the introduction, what I wanted to explain. Now we'll go into this chapter. So in the previous chapter, Krishna, said he pervades and supports the entire universe with a single fragment of his power. Now you understand why is he saying single fragment? The reason is because the expansions are going on from Krishna till this point. From Krishna is expanding into Balaram. Balaram is expanding into Vasudeva, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, Sankarshana. That Sankarshana is expanding into Mahasankarshana. From Mahasankarshana comes innumerable Mahavishnus in the Vaikuntha planets. And from that Sankarshana comes Karanodaka Sai Vishnu. From that Karanodaka Sai Vishnu comes so many material realms. And he expands as Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu and enters into each material realm. So when you compare to Krishna, who is in the Goloka, naturally each material universe is like a fragment, right? A small spark. So Krishna is talking about one such universe, and he's talking about one such universe, taking one as an example and explaining. That's why he said, even though I pervade everywhere and I support the entire universe, I manage this particular universe with a single fragment of my power. In 10.42, which is the last sloka of 10th chapter, he says that. So in this chapter, Arjuna expresses his desire to see that all pervasive form of Lord Krishna, and in response, Krishna shows his universal form, which is Vishwarupa. So basically, many people are wondered or shocked when they hear about this Vishwarupa, the universal form, and they think this is the ultimate because it's so huge, so powerful. Yes, of course it is powerful. There is no doubt about it. And what they think, this is the ultimate. Whatever Vishwarupa the Lord is describing in this 11th chapter is ultimate, they think. And so Krishna reveals to Arjuna a form that encompasses, it is inclusive of all the creation, all time, all beings, and of course it is terrifying and glorious also. It seems to present the ultimate, all-powerful manifestation of Lord. However, Krishna himself clarifies that even this immense form, which is going to explain in this chapter, is only a small part of his true divine nature. So Vishwarupa is majestic, but still it is within the material manifestation. Krishna's supreme self as Parabrahman is beyond all this. It's beyond form and beyond time, beyond even the universal form. His personal form, full of sweetness, love, and playfulness, is always in the Goloka Vrindavan, where he always exchanges, love with his devotees. So his personal form, full of sweetness, is always there. And now coming to universal form. In one particular material universe, like this, everywhere the Lord is existing as a universal form, everywhere the Leelas are going on, everywhere. All that we see in our universe, whatever is existing everywhere else. Okay. So here, the universal form, what is it? It's a kind of a tool to make us understand, shake Arjuna, not only Arjuna, even shake us into an understanding that the grandeur of the divine is unlimited. But it is therefore, Vishwarupa is vast, but Krishna lovingly reveals that it's just a tiny glimpse of his infinite, boundless reality. The true divine nature is far greater than even what Arjuna saw, than even what Lord is describing here in this 11th chapter. So we'll start with the 1 to 4. Arjuna is requesting Krishna. Arjuna asks Krishna to show him his cosmic universal form. He wants to see how Krishna enters the whole universe, right? Krishna is in his spiritual dham, yes, but he is entering here. How is he entering? We did describe. He is coming through like so many, hierarchy, and he is expanding. And finally, he comes into each of this realm in the form of Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, who is none other than the Vishwarupa. So Arjuna wants to see. He wants to see this. And so that's why Arjuna Vacha Mad Anugrahaya Paramam Guhyam Adhyatma Samnitam. Yet Tvayoktam Vachastena Maho Ayam Vigato Mana. Arjuna says, by my hearing the instructions you have kindly given to me about these most confidential spiritual subjects, what is Arjuna saying? In the previous chapters, from 7th to 9th to 10th, Krishna has given all the confidential spiritual subjects, because do we know this before? We don't know. We don't know most of these, because by our brain, by our little tiny brain, we cannot understand. The Lord has to show the grace and then reveal that knowledge to us. So he has revealed that to Arjuna, and Arjuna is grateful for Lord, grateful to the Lord for doing that. So he's saying, Lord, you have given me the instructions in all this, your instructions, I have understood most confidential subjects, and now my illusion has been dispelled. Now, after hearing, one naturally wants to see also, correct? Because when we hear about something very great thing, we want to see also how that is happening. So that's why Arjuna is saying, O greatest of all personalities, O supreme form, though I see you here before me in your actual position, as you have described yourself, I wish to see how you have entered into this cosmic manifestation. I want to see that form of yours. If you think that I am able to behold your cosmic form, O my Lord, O Master of all mystic power, then kindly show me that unlimited universal self. So, basically, what is Arjuna saying? Arjuna is you can take one example and try to understand. Think of someone describing a big machine, huge machine, and saying, I am the one who controls every part of it. You believe them. Here, Arjuna is also believing the Lord, but you still want to see how they are connecting, or how they are connected to the whole machine, or how, whatever they are working with. We want to see also. Similarly, Arjuna believes in Krishna, but now he wants a visual experience to see Krishna's divine universal form. Next. So, here from text 5 to 8, Krishna is replying. Krishna says that Arjuna cannot see this form with his new normal eyes. So he grants Arjuna divine eyes to behold this unlimited, multicolored, powerful, universal form filled with many gods and many wonders. Naturally, right? If we are one of it, we cannot see the whole system. Like, say, for example, you are standing in an airport, you cannot see the whole airport or whole city because you are one of that. You are one among the others or one among the other things there. So in order to see that, what you have to do, you have to go above in the flight and see from top. Then you can see the airport, you can see the buildings, you can see the whole city very clearly. Similarly, like this, if as long as Arjuna is within here, Arjuna with his, like, whatever existing, senses of him, he cannot see the entire universe. Can we see the entire universe around us? We cannot, because we are like that one cell in our body. In our body also, there are so many microorganisms, so many cells. So they are a part of our body. They cannot exist separately. So they cannot see us separately. Similarly, here we are part of the Lord. We are in that universal form. Arjuna is in that universal form. He is situated in there, so he cannot see by himself. That is the reason why Krishna gives him Divya Chakshu. He says, okay, I give you a special vision, then you can see the entire system. So that's what he's actually saying. He is, oh Arjuna, whatever you wish to see, behold at once in this body of mine. The universal form can show you whatever now you desire to see and whatever you may want to see in the future. Because everything is in there. Like right now, whatever is existing is also present. In future, what is happening is also present. Krishna is showing him that also. So everything moving and non-moving is here completely in one place. Krishna did not hesitate and showed his divinity. This is the difference between God from others. When somebody says, I am God, show this universal form. Show, then we will agree that you are the God. Or, yeah, if anyone has some other faith, they think, okay, this Lord is, this demigod is great, that demigod is, okay, no problem. Show the universe. Show the Vishwarupa. If you can show the Vishwarupa how Krishna has shown, then we will agree. So, this is the difference between God and others. Why Krishna is God? This is the reason. Only Krishna can do this. So, but you cannot see me with your present eyes. Therefore, I give you divine eyes. Behold my mystic opulence. And so that's what he explains here. And in the next section, which is 9 to 14, Sanjaya is describing. So, what is Sanjaya saying? With these divine eyes, Arjuna sees Krishna's universal form. What was there in that universal form? Countless mouths, countless eyes, countless arms, celestial ornaments, radiant light brighter than thousands of suns. The entire universe is visible within this form, all existing simultaneously. So, definitely, this is even hard to imagine also. And Arjuna saw this, he's seeing this. So Arjuna is amazed and he bows down in reverence. There is only one response we can give to if Lord is showing us. What can we do? Like, we are limited. Arjuna is limited. Lord is, he is infinite. So what can we do in front of the infinite? All we can do is, with respect, bow down. So that's what Arjuna did. So he is like, basically, imagine seeing millions of faces and all this. So like while watching a giant 3D map, like, example you can take is, but it is not just a map. It's alive and real inside Krishna. Image looking at a giant being, like, basically this is the image. Imagine that you are looking at the giant being that fills the sky entirely in all directions. You just can't see where it begins or where it ends. So this is what is Arjuna's situation. So Arjuna, in response, all he did is bow down with respect. And the next section is 15 to 24. Here, Arjuna sees the universal form of Krishna. What is Arjuna seeing here? He is seeing all gods, all sages, all living beings within Krishna's form. All living, when we are saying all doesn't mean, like, a set of people. No, entire universe. He's seeing the entire universe there. All, like, heavenly planets and lower planets, living beings from everywhere within Krishna's form. And this form is dazzling. It's limitless and it's terrifying, with many arms, many mouths, and many eyes. And it radiates blazing fire that threatens to burn the universe. Even the planetary systems and gods are disturbed and offer prayers for peace. So, whatever divine vision what Arjuna got, the demigods also got. So why? Because they are also devoted to Lord. They are also disturbed. Everyone is disturbed because this is, like, something which you cannot perceive with your within yourself, because you're limited. And here the Lord is showing something which is like, you cannot, our senses can't understand, logic cannot understand. This is beyond logic. So Krishna's form is everywhere, not limited to one place. It is so vast and powerful that even the planets and the beings in that universes are shaken by it. So imagine looking up and seeing one being covering everything, the whole sky, the whole space, the entire universe. And it is beautiful, but at the same time, it is frightening also. So, next one. In text 26 to 30, Krishna, Arjuna, he is actually um, seeing all warriors destroyed, because Krishna is showing the future also to him. Krishna is not only showing him the present, he's showing him the past, and he's showing him the future also. So Arjuna can see the future. He is standing in the war field and he is seeing the future, what is going to happen. In that future, what is Arjuna observing? He is observing that everyone is dying. Arjuna watches warriors from both the sides entering Krishna's fiery mouths and being destroyed like moths flying into a fire. When moths we see, right, when the fire is going on, small insects, moths, they come and they fly around the fire. What ultimately happens? They fly into the fire and they die. So this is how he is saying. He understands Krishna's form as the ultimate force of destruction present in this battle. So when Krishna is saying, Arjuna sees his enemies, and he is even seeing his own side warriors, everyone being swallowed and crushed by Krishna's universal form. So it's like watching people marching into giant mouth, giant fire, helplessly, without escape. People, even powerful warriors, are attracted to what? To their own destruction, just like moths are drawn into the flame. So here, Krishna, as universal form, is shown as devouring all creation. His light is not just bright, it's dazzling. It's not only dazzling, it's destructive, and it is unstoppable. So that's what, Arjuna's question. Now, Arjuna is asking Krishna after seeing this. And Arjuna is saying, Arjuna asks, what is this? What is this? I'm seeing that. Arjuna says, Krishna, I bow to you with respect. You are the Supreme Lord, I know that. But this form is terrifying. I don't understand it. Please tell me, what is your mission? Why are you so, destroying everything? Then Krishna is answering that. Krishna is saying, who are you thinking in this world who is destroying everyone? Who are you thinking in this world who is, giving birth to everyone? I am the creator, I am the destroyer also. So Krishna is saying that whatever time you are thinking, right? Krishna reveals that he is the time, the great destroyer of the worlds, and the warriors and the deaths are already predestined. Krishna urges Arjuna to fight without fear because victory is assured by divine will. So Krishna says, I am the time. Time I am itself, he says, the unstoppable force that destroys everything. Naturally, right? The moment, how do, we are dying every minute because time takes away. We say I'm 1 year old, 2 years old, 3 years old, or 50 years old, or 70 years old. What does it mean? How are you calculating your time, your age, depending on the time? So he's saying that I am that time. So Krishna says, I am the time, and destruction is already decided because Prarabdha works for everyone. It is already decided. So almost everyone here will die. And you will get, you Pandavas will get the victory. So except you, most, those who are taking your side, and those who are, dharmic, who are fighting on your side, except those, everyone else will die. So destruction is already decided. And so these powerful warriors have already been destroyed by me. So in truth, their deaths are only in you're just thinking that you are going to kill them. No, they will be killed by me. This is the future, because I am the time, I am the one who is taking away everybody. So I am going to take them too. So then who are you? You are thinking, because Arjuna expressed the fact that if I kill them, I will incur sin. Krishna is saying, no, you are just an instrument in my plan. So just don't think much, do your duty. Therefore, get up, prepare to fight, and win glory. conquer your enemies, and enjoy the flourishing kingdom. They are already put to death by my arrangement. They are already going to die. You saw the future. So, O Savyasachi is the one who can put arrows from both the hands. Savyasachi can put, you are just an instrument in this fight. So these powerful warriors have already been destroyed by me, and this plan is already decided. Next, from 35 to 46, Arjuna, um, Arjuna recognizes that Krishna is not just a being. He is the very elements of nature, the creator, and everything in between. So now that Arjuna knows who Krishna really is, he apologizes for being too casual and familiar in the past. Because Arjuna thought Krishna is his cousin, and Arjuna used to be very close with him. And sometimes Arjuna used to, mock at Krishna and play jokes on him. They used to eat together, they used to talk together, and they used to tease each other. Now that he understood that Krishna, that Krishna, whom I used to be very casual, he is not the ordinary person. I was just thinking he's my cousin, but no, he is God. So when he knows that, he actually, he saw that, Krishna, he apologizes for being too casual, thinking that he's his cousin. And so now Arjuna has seen Krishna, the cosmic destroyer. Now he wants to see the loving, peaceful form, and he is used to Arjuna specifically asks to see Krishna's four-handed, four-armed form, and then the divine majestic form that brings peace. So here, 35 to 40, this, of course there are so many slokas we are not going through, but we are explaining the gist of that section. And so Arjuna says, Adrishtapurvam rishito asmi drishta bhayena cha pravyatitham manome tad eva me Darshaya Devarupam Prasida Devesha Jagannivasa. After seeing this universal form, which I have never seen before, I am gladdened, but at the same time, my mind is disturbed with fear. Therefore, please bestow your grace upon me and reveal again your form as a personality of Godhead, O Lord of Lords, O abode of the universe. So, Krishna is actually explaining this. Krishna explains that his universal form is revealed only by divine grace and cannot be seen through rituals or study. So, whatever you have seen today, not possible for anyone else. And he again shows his four-armed form, because now that Arjuna saw that the universal form, and the Lord as a time factor who devours everyone's life and who takes away everything from everyone, he's scared. And then he's saying, Krishna, please show me your usual form because I'm really scared. So he again shows his four-armed form and the two-armed. After four-armed form, he also shows his two-armed form to comfort Arjuna. Krishna teaches that pure devotion, loving service without selfishness is a true path to understand and unite with him. न वेद्य यज्ञाध्यानैर् न दानैर् न च क्रियाभिर् न तपोभिर्ऊर्घै एवं रूपः सख्याहं न लोके दृष्टं त्वादन्ये कुरु pravira. O best of Kuru warriors, no one before you have ever seen this universal form of mine. For neither by studying the Vedas, nor by performing sacrifices, nor by charity, nor by pious activities, nor by severe penances, I can be seen in this form in this material world. So Krishna is saying, you are special, Arjuna. I gave you this divine vision to see my cosmic form. No one else has ever seen this in the material world. All the religious and the spiritual practices in the world can't reveal this form. So it is only by Krishna's mercy that it can be seen. So Krishna first appeared as Vishnu, the divine form with four arms, and then he returned to his usual form, the loving charioteer. So yeah, that is true. But then with devotion, if we with in respect, if we try to understand Krishna, just like how Krishna is showing Arjuna, he can reveal to us also. So from this explanation, whatever we have understood, it is not by our intelligence or by logic. It is only by Krishna's grace if we have understood something, because Krishna is revealing himself to us. Next. So so Krishna, Arjuna, he says, you have been perturbed and bewildered by seeing this horrible feature of mine. Now let it be finished. My devotee, be free again from all disturbances. With a peaceful mind, you can now see the form you desire. So now Sanjay is saying to Dhritarashtra, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, having spoken thus to Arjuna, displayed his real four-armed form and at last showed his two-armed form, thus encouraging the fearful Arjuna. So, अर्जुनोवाच दृष्ट्वेमं मानुषं रूपं तव सौम्यं जनार्दन इदानीम् अस्मि संवृत्ता सचेता प्रकृतिं गता. When Arjuna thus saw Krishna in his original form coming back to normal, he said, "Oh Janardana, seeing this human-like form is so beautiful. You are very beautiful." Because he was scared looking at that gigantic, feature of the Lord in the Vishwarupa and as a Kala Swarupa. He was really scared. So now I am composed in mind and I'm restored to my original nature. And then Sri Bhagavan Vacha, Krishna is saying, Sudurdarshanam idam rupam drishtvan asiyan mama deva apyayasya rupasya nityam darshana kangshina. Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, this form of mine, the two-hand form of the Lord, now that you are seeing, which is two-handed form, is very difficult to behold. Even the demigods are ever seeking the opportunity to see this form, which is so dear. Because Krishna always exists eternally in the Golok Vrindavan in this two-handed form. So he is the original Lord, Adi Purusha, Parama Purusha, and he is the one who expands into all these different forms and comes and does his work here. So the form you are seeing with your transcendental eyes cannot be understood simply by studying Vedas, nor by undergoing serious penances, nor by charity, nor by worship. It is only by these means that one can see me as I am. What is the means? The mean, he is trying to explain. So here in chapter 11, Krishna reveals his cosmic universal form to Arjuna, a dazzling, powerful vision of entire universe combined in one form. And Arjuna is now what he is struck with shock, and he is of course respectful way also he's expressing his views, and Krishna then explains that he's a time and ultimately the controller of all the life and death. Now he encourages Arjuna to fight without worry. Finally, Krishna shows his peaceful personal form again and teaches that sincere devotion is the only way to truly know the God. So so that's why Krishna says, Bhaktyatva Ananya Shakya Aham Eva Vidho Arjuna Gnatum Drashtum Cha Tatvena Praveshtum Cha Parantapa. My dear Arjuna, only by undivided devotional service can I be understood as I am, standing before you, and can thus be seen directly. Only in this way you can enter into the mysteries of my understanding. Otherwise, I am not understandable by other means. He says very clearly, not even Veda Adhyayana, not even rituals, not even whatever he is given, in the entire system, not possible. Krishna is only understood by devotion. And that too, when Krishna is happy with us, he reveals himself to us. So that's why he says, Mat karma krin, mat paramo, mat bhakta sangavarjita, Nirvair sarvabhuteshu yasamam eti pandava. O my dear Arjuna, he who engages in my pure devotional service, free from contaminations of fruitive activities and mental speculation, he who works for me, he who makes me the supreme goal of his life, and he who is friendly to every living being, he certainly comes to me. So Krishna is giving who is eligible to pray Krishna. He is giving all the eligibilities. So what has to be important? Pure devotional service, surrendering to Krishna and doing devotion to the Lord, and not being contaminated by fruitive activities. Fruitive activities means what? Mental speculations also. Fruitive activities, karma, and mental speculation is gnana. So basically, when you do work to get the results or desires or karmas and reactions to the karmas, if you are in this loop, you will never understand the divinity of the Lord. So that's why Krishna is saying that person should not be contaminated by fruitive activities. He should have the vision for, to understand the Lord, to, do the devotion or to devote himself to the Lord, to surrender to the Lord. And not even that. He will not be achieved by mental speculation. You want to sit and think how great you are, how intelligent you are. You want to try understand him by your own thinking and your own intelligence. Not possible. Krishna is saying not possible because your intelligence is very tiny. Your understanding is very tiny. For you to see me, Lord has to give grace. Otherwise, not possible. So, in this chapter of 11 of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna shows Arjuna three different forms. The cosmic form, which is a universal form, which is like, huge, multi-phase, multi-armed, glowing from that contains the entire universe. And this is like, it's a respectful, inspiring, terrifying at the same time, cosmic form. And what is the purpose? The purpose is to show the divine power, not to boast about himself. He wanted to show the divine power. But again, he's saying this Vishwarupa, whatever, it is gigantic, it is huge, it is magnanimous and all that. Yes, but then it is still not the highest. Then he talks about the four-armed form Vishnu, and this is a Kama, the majestic form with four arms holding the Shankha Chakra Gada and then the lotus. And this is a classic divine form of Vishnu, and the purpose is to reveal the divine identity and calm Arjuna. And this is higher than the cosmic form. Okay. And the next is a two-armed human form, where Krishna's is familiar personal form as beautiful, peaceful human being. The purpose is this is the eternal form of the Lord. This is the the purpose is he always exists like this, and he exchanges love with the devotees, and he is the ultimate reality, Adi Purusha, Parama Purusha, because he everything starts with this form of the Lord. First is Krishna with his two-hand form. From him comes Balaram. From him comes everything else. So therefore, this form is the ultimate truth, ultimate reality, highest of all. So the hierarchy is generally because we think Vishwarupa is like huge, it is the greatest one, but Krishna is saying no. In the two-armed form, like a human being, when I stand with a Tribhanga Lalitam, like standing in the threefold, holding the flute, that is the eternal form of the Lord. That is the most greatest of all. And from there, from him comes all the other expansions. From him comes the four-armed Vishnu forms and all other forms. And from that four-armed Vishnu form comes this cosmos. So therefore, understanding this, final message of chapter 11 is Krishna, though all powerful and cosmic, is ultimately more accessible through love and devotion. So, yeah, so that's what we have described, or we have understood this chapter 11. Krishna concluded with the supremacy of bhakti or devotional service to the personal form as Shama Sundar, as Krishna. Arjuna personally experienced in the 11th chapter, seeing he has seen different forms, and then finally understood this Shama Sundar form is a very pleasing, very loving, and very easily accessible. Nevertheless, there are people who prefer to meditate on the impersonal Brahman. So in chapter 12, Arjuna inquires about these two classes of people. So what is Arjuna asking? So 12th chapter starts with Arjuna's inquiry. So Arjuna asks Krishna, who is better? Those who worship you as a person with form, or those who worship you as a formless Brahman? Because both are Krishna only, right? What is this formless Brahman? He is in the Avyakta Murti, he is pervaded everywhere as a Virata Rupa. And everything what we see around, that's what he explained in the 10th chapter, all the Vibhutis is Krishna, none other than Krishna. The time is Krishna, and the light is Krishna. Everything is Krishna. When everything is Krishna, you are existing as a person also, and you are existing in the Avyakta Murti, which is impersonal Brahman also. So now, what is the greatest worship? Like, shall we worship you as a person in the personal form, or as the worship with the formless Brahman, which is the more most important, or which is the better one, he's asking. So um, here actually what we can think of is take an example and understand, some people worship the sun's light. It's everywhere, it has no shape, and it's very powerful. This is just like worshipping the formless Brahman. Brahman is everywhere, and God has pure energy or consciousness. The Brahman is pervaded everywhere. That is Krishna also, and without a specific form, this way. So everything whatever we see is Krishna. But others worship the we are taking the sunlight and sun, right? So if you worship the sunlight or if you worship the sun. So others worship sun itself, the glowing planet with like shape and personality. So this is like worshipping Krishna as a person with qualities, form, relationships, emotions, etc., etc., which Krishna exhibits, and the other form, where that's why Arjuna is asking Krishna, which is better to worship you, as a person or as a formless energy. He wants to know which path is more effective or pleasing to the Lord, in Lord's opinion. So, Lord is saying the personalist versus impersonalist. So, supremacy of Krishna's bhakti, he answers in 2 to 7 in chapter number 12. Krishna answers, both are sincere, both are striving, both are they are not, if they are worshipping impersonal Brahman, they are worshipping me only. But if they worship me personally, they are worshipping me only. So that way, both are sincere, both reach him eventually, because both are Krishna only. But he's saying devotees or personalists who worship Krishna with love and devotion are superior and dear to him. Then impersonal worship is also okay, because that is also is Krishna only. But impersonal worship is very hard and very demanding, because it you have to control the senses, mind, and staying detached from all. So this is Krishna's answer. Both paths are genuine. Krishna says, yes, Arjuna, both those who worship me with form and those who worship me as a formless Brahman are sincere. Eventually, they both reach me, but bhakti is easier and sweeter. And that's why he's saying personalists or devotees worship Krishna with love and surrender. Impersonalists try to merge with a Brahman, which that's why I don't, in the first class when I started there, somebody asked me, what is merging with Krishna? So merging is this impersonal worship. So some people try to merge with Krishna. So that way, Brahman, when they merge with Krishna, it means merge with the Brahman, which is like the formless form of the light. So the impersonalists try to merge with Brahman, which requires strict control of mind, strict control of senses, and detachment from the world. You just have to have the understanding that I am not this body, I am the soul, and I am the part and parcel of that Brahman. So that understanding should be there. And not only that, the process is also is very difficult. So that's why Krishna says devotees who worship Krishna with a loving heart, seeing him as their friend, as their Lord, as their well-wisher, are especially dear to me. And that is easy also, because that's what we deal with everyone here. We love our son, we love our husband, we love our father, we love our brother. So that way we can connect easily, because we deal with people, we deal with relationships. We know, some relationships are very dear to us. So that way Krishna is also very dear. So that's why Krishna is saying those who worship me personally, in he becomes there, the devotees don't have to struggle alone. Krishna becomes their guide, he becomes their guardian, and he becomes their savior. So bhakti or devotional worship of Krishna is the easiest, it's the sweetest, and it's the most direct path, and Krishna personally responds it with love and protection. That's what is the answer for Archuna's question. Impersonal Brahman or personal Lord. So Krishna says personal, because with the person you can exchange the emotions. You can give love, you can take love. But with impersonal Brahman, you are there is no exchange of love. There is no exchange of anything, emotions. So that's why it is difficult. So here, um, Bhakti, the simple, easy path of personalist, he is concluding, saying Ananya Bhaktas. When he has told in his opinion that personal devotion to Krishna or personal relationship with Krishna is the highest, Krishna is explaining those who fix their mind and heart exclusively on Krishna, which is Ananya Bhakti, are freed by him from the cycle of birth and death. And Krishna himself becomes their savior and shelter. That's why he says, Yetu sarvani karmani maya sanyasya matpara ananyenaiva yogena mam dhyayanta upasate. Tesham aham samudhrata mutyu samsara sagarat bhavami na chirat partha mai eveshta chetasam. So basically, unlike in other yogas, one has to go to Krishna. In bhakti, Krishna comes to take us, and that took very quickly. So other ways of worship is like Ashtanga yoga, different yogas are there, right? In that also people, yes, some people who can do that, they will do and they will get success also. Not the Krishna is not denying the fact because all these yogas are being established by him only, correct? And after establishing all these yogas by himself, he himself is saying that bhakti is easy because in the other yogas, even the Ashtanga yogas, first of all, they have to keep all the senses in control and they have to keep themselves with strict rules. And I think in the Karma Yoga chapter, you all have studied bhakti is even if you do wrong or anything, like if you are not perfect also, you still don't incur sin because you are doing bhakti. It's okay. Krishna will give you. In the ninth chapter, Krishna says, doesn't matter even if a person is imperfect, if he is doing bhakti to me, consider him as magnanimous because I am going to help him. That's what is Krishna assuring for the devotional service directly in the bhakti yoga. But whereas the other yogas, Krishna is not promising that. So, because there Krishna's help is not much, the person himself has to take the responsibility of like doing it perfectly. So in the second canto Srimad Bhagavatam, the Ashtanga Yogi, when he leaves the body, is explained in detail, like how he has to carefully guide himself while he is going from this world, while he is leaving the body, how he has to go through these panchabhutas or layers of panchabhutas, and how this universe is like designed. Like each layer is 10 times bigger than the other, and the person has to go through all this. And not only that, while going, if he is looking at different worlds, like Satyaloka, Tapoloka, Janaloka, Tapoloka, and Kailasa, all these beautiful planets are like very beautiful. So if the person gets attracted, he will get stuck there. So he should not be attracted anywhere. He should be guiding himself very carefully so that he reaches till the top, till Vaikuntha. So that hard it is. But here Krishna is saying, if you take up to Bhakti Yoga, I will help you. Krishna comes us to take, and that is too quickly. Like, yeah, reaching the destination is like if you want to go top of the building, there can be two ways. One way is staircase, the other way is elevator. So Krishna is saying, taking other yogas, yes, you can reach to the top of the building. But how? You have to take care of yourself. You have to slowly take two steps and carefully go in each, staircase, each floor. And if you get attracted to something there, you might actually, because you are seeing so many things while you are going. So when you are seeing so many things, if you get attracted to something, you will get stuck there. But here in Bhakti is like elevator. Like you sit in the elevator, you are only like very quickly go. So that's why Krishna says bhakti is the very easiest and very highest. So here it's a highest way of or it is a Krishna prefers that method. Reason is because it is easy and it is a most potent. So those who worship me, giving up all their activities onto me and being devoted to me without deviation, engaged, without any deviation engaged, are and they are if engaged in devotional service, always meditating upon me, having fixed their minds upon me, O son of Pratha. For them, I am the swift deliverer from the ocean of birth and death. Mayeva manah adastva, mai buddhim niveshaya, niveshishyasi mayeva, tata urdhvamna samshaya. Just to fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always without a doubt. So here the power of Ananya Bhakti is explained. Those who completely surrender to Krishna, fixing their mind and heart onto Him, they don't need to struggle alone to reach God. Krishna personally comes and rescues them from the cycle of birth and death. He becomes their shelter, He becomes their guide, and even their goal. So, how to understand this, you can take an example of, imagine a baby swimming in the swimming pool. The baby can't swim, it doesn't know how to escape the water. So, but what it does do, it just cries out for the mother. And so the moment mother hears, the mother comes running and personally lifts the baby out of the water. This is how it relates. The ocean is like the cycle of birth and death, and the baby is the soul. And the crying out is in surrender is bhakti, and that is nothing but devotion to Krishna. So bhakti yogis are like those babies who cry out for help to Krishna. and then Krishna comes running for them. So just to love Krishna with a pure heart, and he will take care of everything quickly, personally, and completely. This is the beauty of Ananya Bhakti. Exclusive, simple, and powerful devotion. Next in this chapter, the progressive levels of bhakti is explained in the verses 8 to 12. Very, very important, which is abhyasa, gnana, and tyaga. Let us see. Krishna gives a step-by-step path depending on one's capacity. So, what is this progressive levels of bhakti? So now that we have understood bhakti is the best path to go to Krishna, Krishna is also explaining, yes, there are different levels of bhakti and how to understand. Each step is progressively easier, but the goal remains devotion to Krishna. So bhakti is like that elevator we have discussed, and other paths are like that ladder or staircase. In case of ladder, one has to start at the lowest step and climb up slowly. That's why Krishna is recommending give up the results of work as a step in verse number 12. So here the progressive levels, let us see. So Krishna, like in the verse 8, Krishna says, fix your mind on Krishna, which is Ananya Bhakti. So this is the best path. Always think of Krishna with love and full heart. How to do this? We can take one example. Like a child who constantly thinks of mother with love, even when playing or eating, their heart is always with the mother. They will be playing, but then they turn back and look if my mother is nearby. If the mother is nearby, mother is looking, or she is watching over him, he'll happily play again. So this is how we fix our mind on Krishna with love. So with that example, we can understand. And then verse number 9 is talking about the Abhyasa Yoga, which is practice devotion regularly. If you can't fix your mind, if I say you to fix your mind continuously on Krishna, you say, no, that is not possible for me, because you might be in a different level, because this is one level, always fixing your mind on Krishna. But what if your level is not that? If you can't do that, then Krishna is saying, if you can't fix your mind fully, then practice daily bhakti. Like every day, like keep a process to yourself, like the sadhana plan, like chant, read, pray regularly. So that way, what happens is, if you can't fix it fully, then you slowly like practice every day. Like someone learning a new, if you are learning something new and you cannot sing it perfectly at the first go. So slowly, you have to practice every day, slowly, and then you get better into it. That's how we understand this. What is Abhyasa Yoga means practicing every day, little by little. And okay, and if this practice is also hard, if you say, no, I'm not that disciplined, this practice is also hard, then Krishna is saying, Gnana, learn and reflect. Krishna is saying Gnana Yoga. Then develop a knowledge of God, like listen to the knowledge of Lord. Somewhere Bhagavad Gita session is going, go listen. Understand who God is. Because the moment you understand He is that great, He is that response, the reflex, He gives response that easily, naturally you will, have confidence that definitely you can also do it. So that way, listen. So learn and reflect. It is, if practice is hard, then develop knowledge of Lord, read scriptures, listen, think about His nature. It is definitely reading books, learning about things and all that. And next is, if gaining knowledge is also too hard, then what is Krishna saying? Try to sit quietly and meditate on Krishna. Like focusing on the some topic and then trying to understand it. With even if you don't fully understand it, just to sitting there, brings calmness, and it slowly you can get it. And if meditation is also difficult, then just offer your work results to God without selfish motives. That's what Krishna is telling. Krishna is telling, like, if that is also not possible with me, then he is just saying, whatever work you are doing, you do it, give the results to Krishna. That is also is one way. So, Krishna is basically, what is he saying here? Krishna is saying, doesn't matter where you are, you start there. You don't have to feel bad that I am not in the the best position of fixing your mind always on Krishna. Doesn't matter wherever you are, start there. Even if you can't do the highest, any sincere step taken toward him is valuable, and then definitely it will pay results. That's why Krishna is saying it will lead you closer to him. Not everyone can start at the top, but everyone can start somewhere. Krishna lovingly guides us step by step towards pure devotion, just like a mother teaches the child. So here, um, Krishna in the next section is talking from 13 to 20. He lists the divine qualities of a true devotees. So he says, in the 13, 14, Krishna says, humble, non-envious, forgiving. So, okay, I want to do all this practice, but then he's saying there are certain qualities which you can imbibe, which you can try. And that way, when you have these qualities, it will be easy for you to do bhakti. So that's why he's listing the qualities of a person. So what is Krishna saying? He's saying, yeah, certain qualities like being humble, non envious, forgiving, content, self control. Krishna loves the one who is peaceful inside and doesn't compete or complain. And in the verse 15, Krishna is saying, uh, not disturbing others, don't disturb anyone or not disturbed by anything. So basically, a devotee is like a peaceful giver. He's like a peaceful person where he gives love, and therefore whatever you give, you get that back. So if you are giving love, if you smile at me, I'll smile back at you. If you frown at me, I'll frown back at you. Correct? So that's how the world works. So he is a peaceful giver. So therefore, it's like you can compare him like when you are a peaceful person yourself, definitely you will not get uh, bombardment from outside. So it's like in fact, you can think about a river which is peace at peace. So never disturbing others and never get disturbed even in the storms. That kind of river. So here in the 16 to 19, free from joy and sorrow, desireless, pure, steady, silent, and not possessive. Krishna loves the one who is balanced, who is pure-hearted, not attached to temporary ups and downs. So that's what in chapter 12, this is Krishna glorifies Bhakti Yoga as the best, as the simplest, and the most accessible spiritual path. Worship of the personal God is easier than the impersonal path. Krishna values pure hearted devotion over mere intellectual knowledge or rituals because what most pleases Krishna is that pure hearted devotion, innocently. That's okay. You don't have to be intellectually capable to go to Krishna. Not required. Krishna will help you the way you are. So start wherever your situation is, wherever your standard is, and slowly, step by step, just like our baby takes steps, slowly take step by step and then go near Krishna. Because Krishna says in second chapter, right? Swalpam apyasa dharmasa trayate mahato bhayat. Swalpam, even if you do the swalpa dharma of parodharma, of devotion, it will save you from Mahabhayat. What is that Mahabhayat? Mahabhayat is something where you take birth lower than the position what you are in. You are a human now. If you start loving Krishna as is, even if we get perfected, we don't get perfected, doesn't matter. We will be at least assured of a human body again. Because with this body only, everything is possible. If we fall down in this position, we are I mean, the sadhana is not possible. They will not even allow us to go enter into the temple or listen to anything. Like we see that animals are not allowed to come into the temple and then sit and listen to the lectures, right? So that's why having this human body is important. And so uh, anyone can reach him by practicing devotion and developing qualities the Krishna has given list like humility, peace, and love. And the main message is Krishna is attained and loved not by strict austerity or strict rituals or strict rules, but by loving devotion and pure heart. So, with this, I will stop my class. If anyone has any questions, comments, or any points to add, or any realizations, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I have a question from the beginning.
Yes, Mataji, please.
When you described the Vishwarupa and you said real God will show the Vishwarupa, right? And that is why Krishna is the real one. Um, a question that I get asked is, how do we know it's real? How do we know the Vishwarupa is real?
Okay. How do you know the Vishwarupa is real? Okay.
Or how
What?
do we know Krishna is real? Yeah.
Yeah, very good question. So, what is Vishwarupa generally? How do you define Vishwarupa? Vishwarupa is nothing but the whole world. The whole material universe is Vishwarupa, right? So, the word Vishwarupa itself means everything. Vishwa means whole world, correct? So,
Mm.
Vishwarupa means the whole world. If you take it as a form, we are saying that is not material, that is God, and the name of that God is Krishna. So, if Vishwarupa is not real, the world is not existing. It is existing, right? Then what is this, right? So, everything is existing. If everything is existing here, we are seeing around it. They may call it with different names, saying that this is rock, this is mountain, and this is tree or something. We call it as God, right? Because for them, if rock is real, for us, Krishna is real. So we understand it that there is some higher reality which is making everything possible and making everything work in, like, in a coordination and in a right way. Because if they try to say, for example, if oxygen is produced here naturally, right? If that oxygen someone is not able to inhale, if he has to be, provided by oxygen cylinder, how expensive it is, right? When it is coming naturally from the universe, from the world, you actually are thankful to that universe or thankful to that world, and you are calling it as a God. And that gratefulness, what we have, that is called bhakti in our language. It is real. It is definitely real. Because if you see the natural process of how the water cycle which is happening, water, even though in the deserts, like naturally Texas, we don't have that many rivers, but still we are also getting rain. Reason is because from somewhere the water is getting evaporated nicely, things are being formed, and we are getting green here. And what is, if somebody does this artificially, how expensive will it be? How feasible it is and how practical it is. So something which is happening naturally, which is beyond man's endeavor, we are calling it as God, and they can call it whatever they want. So therefore it is real. Did I answer your question?
Somewhat, I'm trying to
We,
understand this. So
yeah,
it can be any god, right?
yes, it can be
We
any.
we are believing it is Krishna.
Yes, they can call him with any name, no problem. He has infinite names. They can call him with any name. But that's why Krishna is giving so many paths, and he's saying, some people worship me thinking that I'm a light, and I'm okay with it. And no problem. Like, you can do anyway. But then ultimately he gives the qualities to, yeah, believe whatever you want. You can go either thinking that he's a light, he's a sun, because that's what I'm seeing around. And I believe there is sun, and I believe there is air, because I believe everything, because I'm seeing with my eyes. So Krishna is saying, no problem. Pray like, or at least be grateful. Like, be grateful and have some good qualities. That's why at the end of the chapter 12, he says that when Arjuna asks what is the best way to worship you, Krishna says personal way is the best way to worship me. But impersonal way is also no problem. What is impersonal way? Impersonal way means whatever I see around me, I only believe in it. Krishna says, okay, no problem. Believe in it. But then be a good person. Be humble. Like, don't hurt others. And these people, when you give it a name and say this is Krishna, they don't want to believe. That's fine. They say, like, the same thing you say universe gives you, if you do something good, they believe in it. So Krishna is saying, okay, universe is also fine. Doesn't matter whatever name you call it, but the path is the right path, like being grateful for what universe is giving. And when the universe is providing you something, you are calling it as Krishna, they are calling it as practical, or someone else is calling it as universe, doesn't matter. But the ultimate message is be grateful for what you are getting and do good to others. That way you walk, one step ahead towards the divinity. And being very good is divine. That's what Krishna is giving the message.
Okay, thank you, Mataji.
Any other questions, comments, or realizations or points? Okay, Mataji, if there are no questions, then I will stop here. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Dhanyavad.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you.